Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Real Time Training. I am your host, Paul Turner, and today we want to talk about worship playlists. And worship playlists, you'd say, well, of course we know how to put together a worship playlist. Well, if you have a band, you sure do know how to. And if you're the main youth worker and you have a youth band, you probably don't even maybe mess with the worship playlist, or maybe you just say, hey, make sure you have that song tonight, or whatever it may be. But so many youth ministries go through cycles, of whether they have a band or not have a band. Our youth ministry is going through a cycle right now where we don't have a full band, and we're in a rebuilding process. Maybe you've graduated out some of your talented kids. And so lately we've been doing our worship by video. And of course, we'd rather have a band, and we're kind of on the upswing with that. But sometimes you say, look, we're just going to do something different. So for those of you, whether you have a band or don't have a band, or you're just wanting to do a worship event of some kind, you say, well, how do I put together a worship playlist? How do I know what songs to use and things like that? And that's what today's real-time training is about. So I'm going to take you over to another screen where I can show you on my computer here how I put together a playlist in my iTunes and also using YouTube. And so I hope you'll join me there. See you in a second. Hey everybody, welcome to my iTunes screen here. And once again, this is primarily if you are you may have your own band, but this may help you in choosing songs or give you or spark you another idea for what you do. But if you don't have a band, or you find yourself in transition, or you just want to have a worship experience with your kids, but you don't really know how to put the songs together, now, yes, you can choose. Obviously, ask your students that are worship savvy. They listen to Christian radio, or they buy their own Christian music or worship stuff, or they search it out on YouTube, which we'll get to a little bit later. Whichever way it is, ask them what they'd like to sing, and then we'll kind of go from there. But if you are starting from scratch, let's say, and you just want your kids to have a worship experience, and you need to put it together yourself, or you don't have kids that are worship savvy, or maybe they're not even Christians, but they're seeking, or they're brand new Christians, they don't know the availability of Christian music, then I want to be able to show you how to put together a short list. So over here, you will notice that I have put, let's see, look in playlist here, let me show you. And in playlist, I have created a theme called Love Worship Session, which means I'm going to focus on love as a topic. And so if you're focusing maybe on a particular topic, whether it's the love of God, the grace of God, or something else, but I chose something simple like love because I probably have a lot of songs in my iTunes that have to deal with that. So let me go to my Love Worship Session here, and I have two songs. I have one by Brenton Brown, Everlasting Love, and something you want to consider is how long do you want to have your worship time? How long do you want to have it? Do you want to have it just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Because obviously then your song choices will reflect that. But I'll just play just a little bit of that, and you kind of tell that this is a little bit faster, well, maybe a little bit of a medium song maybe. Okay. And so that's a good song. It's 4 minutes and 39 seconds. And so I'm going to go with that for sure here. Let me get down here where I can stop that. And then it goes into How He Loves, which would be good because if it goes from fast to slow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave that one down. And I'm going to make that sort of maybe my mid to last song. Then I have a song here by Bridge City called God Is Love. And we're going to move to that. And it starts off, it's probably going to be a fast song or a medium song, and so you can kind of hear it from there. It kind of fits into a medium type song. So let's see, we'll stop there. And so in searching for songs too, if you just go and say, look, this is what I want to go with, then you say, look, I'm going to go to my songs, and I'm going to type in the word love and find out. And then we go show 84 more songs, and maybe you want a super fast song. Or, it depends on your group. You want to make a list that your kids are going to be engaged with, and of course do it with a student and allow students to pick songs so you can kind of get a feel and a vibe for what everybody's going to be able to receive. But if you say, look, I want something fast, so I'm going to go ahead and type in No Greater Love, let's see, by, if I can spell it right, that would help. Okay, by Love Riot. And so click on that. Okay, that's a good fast song. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to drag that over here into my Love Worship Session. And that's a little bit fast, so that's good. So I'm going to stop that. And so here what we have here is we have these three songs here. We have them, three songs, we have 12 minutes, as you can see right there. 12 minutes worth of worship. You say, well, that'd be great. So we're going to go from that to that to that. and it kind of slows it down. So you have 3 songs there. 12 to 15 minutes is usually good. Now, depending on how much your kids love to worship or get into the worship or things like that, that's going to control somewhat of how long your thing's going to be. So those are just simple ways to, if you, like I said, if you don't have a band and you want to be able to pick a playlist worth of songs that are going to help engage your kids in worship, and this is part 1 of real-time training on how to make a playlist. And in part two here, I'm going to show you how to go ahead, if you do have TVs or things like that, of how to go ahead and use YouTube with this. Well, that's all we have for this particular session of real-time training, and this was how to build a worship playlist. As so many youth groups don't have worship bands, and this might apply to you. And so I hope that it's really super helpful to you. If it was, please think about hitting the thumbs up button. That tells me you like it. And if you really, really liked it, you'd like more of this information in your inbox on a regular basis, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And that will then, when I post a video, it'll go into your inbox. And so what about you? How do you do worship with your group? Do you use videos? Do you use just music? Do you use a live band? People that will be watching the video might want to be interested in your comments. What advice would you give to somebody that either has no worship band? What would you encourage them to do? Why don't you leave me a comment down below, and that way you'll be helping out some other people who might be watching this video. So thanks again for joining me today for real-time training. I'm your host, Paul Turner, and we will see you in part 2, where we talk about how to use YouTube and YouTube videos as part of your worship session. Thanks. We'll talk to you later.